Hey Capricorn, welcome to your weekly reading from March 4th through the 10th. This is going to be a general reading in the areas of, well, the new moon that we have coming up, seeing how that's going to affect you guys, but also in like career, finances, family relationships, spiritual development, psychic ability, all that good stuff. If you're looking for a love reading, I do my love readings separately, and there's a link in the description of this video that will take you to the love readings if you want to watch those after this. But we're going to see all the other important areas of your life for Capricorn from March 4 through 10. Alright guys, so as I'm connecting with your energy, I'm seeing the infinity symbol. So I feel this is going to be some really major shifts happening for you guys this week, coming into your life path, life purpose type stuff. But we'll see what the cards have to say for Capricorn. But I'm seeing definitely that infinite symbol. And I'm getting 7. And so when 7 comes up, it has to also do with trusting your intuition. So some of you may be having some intuitive abilities surfacing this week as well. So let's get into your Monday, Tuesday. Here's your Monday, Tuesday. Your Wednesday, Thursday. Here's your Wednesday, Thursday. And your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then after we look at these cards, I'm going to pull an angel message for you guys from a different deck. Alright, Capricorn, let's jump right on in. Your Monday, Tuesday card is Strength. So, I did say I saw the infinity symbol for a lot of you. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in there so you can get a better look at the card. Oh, and look, 8. 8 is a number of infinity. Whoa, okay, wow. All right, so because infinity symbol looks like an 8. It's that those loops. Like it's infinite. It keeps going. So a lot of you are coming into breaking through some pretty massive obstacles or big blocks, things that have held you back for a long time. Capricorn, intuitively, I feel that for many of you, these things coming to do with like your infinity, your purpose, coming into your path, I feel like some of the obstacles that are being cleared out of the way have to do with your personal relationships. And for some of you, it's not so much an ex or a family member. For a lot of you, it's in the way that you have been treated. Okay? And I feel like there's some moments coming up for you this week where the universe is really bringing in a lot of support for you, a lot of kind of like healing to your heart, and a lot of guidance, because you may feel in some way that someone is being unfair or coming down on you unnecessarily, or like being very demanding. And I see you're having an opportunity in the early part of the week to stand up for yourself in a really super respectful, admirable way, where at the end of it, that person is gonna, number one, realize that they have not been fair with you. Number two, maybe the treatment that you've been receiving isn't okay and isn't acceptable. And number three, that they need to deal with you differently moving forward. They need to be a little bit more respectful, or they need to be a little bit more fair of their expectations of you, or the way that they're bringing things to you. Okay, so I feel like a lot of you Capricorns have struggled for a really long time because you want to be taken seriously, but you also don't want to come across like you're being rude or you're being demanding, and you're finding this perfect balance. I feel like when this moment happens where you're speaking up for yourself, you're being so calm. Like you're so calm. You're not getting upset, you're not yelling, you're not shouting, you're not getting emotional about things. You're just very matter of fact of like, well, here's what happened, here's why it happened, and here's how I think things could have been a little bit more different, because I was placed in a difficult situation because of X, Y, and Z. And for some of you, you didn't even realize that until recently. Like there's some awakening where you're beginning to see how, well, maybe I've been feeling this way, or maybe I've been making these mistakes because I haven't been given the proper tools, or I haven't been given the proper explanations, or whatever it might be, or somebody else didn't do their part. All of a sudden, you're realizing that not everything is your fault, and you're realizing how you can stand up for yourself in a very calm, very peaceful way, where even as you're standing up for yourself, you're not necessarily pointing fingers at other people. You're just saying, hey, here's a constructive way of getting past this so it doesn't happen again. Here's a way where people can work together so this doesn't happen again, right? Or here's ways in which maybe I was set up for a difficult situation, right? And I did the best that I can within those circumstances. So a lot of you are learning how to stand up for yourself, and set boundaries with each in a very peaceful, calm, logical way without getting really emotional. And Capricorn, I think this is going to be very big for a lot of you, because a lot of you have had some really big feelings for a long time that maybe have been building. And it's like when this happens, it's just like this whole new way of being. Your interactions with others are changing. The energy you're putting out there is changing. The energy that you're receiving is changing. So it's much more positive energy. It's very beneficial. Okay, you're finding strength through peace. You're finding strength towards vulnerability. You're finding strength in being able to speak up and say, here's what I need. You know, here's the assistance that I require. And that's very powerful. That's a very powerful energy to be coming into for many of you in the beginning part of the week. Your card here for Wednesday, Thursday. This is a very, very significant card. This is transformation. In traditional tarot, it's the death card. And sometimes when people see the death card, they freak out or they get afraid. Well, I love this deck because it calls this card for what it is. It's transformation. That's what that card means. And it's number 13, and people see 13 and they freak out and they get scared. If we look at 13 as an angel number, okay, 13 means that there's going to be unexpected events happening, and sometimes people see that as bad luck, but things are being moved around to show you the truth in a situation. And for some of you, that quote-unquote bad luck has already been happening. You've already been having cycles where you're like, man, why can't I get this thing right? Or why do these things keep going wrong? Or just when I think I have a handle on something, something is coming up, and no matter what I do, it's like I'm going against the tide. Well, it's because your angels and guides are trying to show you that there's a better option for you, okay? That there's something better for you, and maybe you haven't been wanting to let go of something. So your angels and guides are setting you up to make that happen. If we ignore it, it can lead us to what we call in the world of tarot a tower moment, where the universe has to come in and remove it from us, right? So if you see the writing on the wall or something doesn't seem right, there's gonna be some time for you to think midweek, Capricorn. Some of you may be looking at a different way of doing things, letting go of a business partner, starting up a new business partner, resigning from a job, or maybe you have to look for another job before you resign. A relationship that maybe you need to let go of. For some of you, it could be a project, right? Like if you're self-employed, maybe you're dropping a client. Or maybe you're doing things differently. Maybe some of you are just changing your interactions with your work relationships or your home relationships, because for some of you, you're realizing the stress is taking a toll on your health, like you're feeling it. And you're like, every time I think I'm going to have a handle on it, something is like it's not working. So things need to change. It doesn't surprise me that you're coming into this energy, because we are also coming into the Mercury retrograde. And Mercury retrograde, people freak out when they hear Mercury retrograde. They get all scared, they get all worried. Planets go into retrograde all the time. It's not the end of the world. In fact, Mercury retrograde, that energy is a perfect time for getting rid of what's not working for you and reworking a current plan, like finding a way to change things. It's a really great time to look at your plans or your ideas. What hasn't been working? How can I change it? What are some different things I can try? or what are some different things that I can do. So you're going to be in this mindset, Capricorn, to find some ways to make situations work for you better, to work smarter, not harder. Another thing too, guys, I am not an expert in astrology by any means, but this Pisces new moon is bringing us into wanting to receive. It's bringing us into our feelings. So that's a motivation for a lot of you, where you're wanting changes and you're in a positive energy where you believe that good things can be happening. And then another thing that's happening astrologically is Uranus is coming into Taurus, and that energy is going to go for the next 7 years. So I already said Mercury retrograde is a time to like replan or rework things. Whatever you're planning, whatever you're reworking, whatever you're trying to fix and put out there again, the energy right now is setting you up for the next 7 years. So midweek, pay attention to what's happening in your life. Pay attention to the themes that are coming up. Pay attention to the areas of your life that you feel are requiring your attention, or where decisions need to be made. Because as you're setting out to do these things, those areas of your life or those changes are going to go the next 7 years. So you have an opportunity to build something really long lasting and really positive, but it's up to you to take advantage of that energy, and it's up to you to just kind of, be brave and look at things. And when I say be brave, I don't mean that bad things are happening, but sometimes we're just kind of afraid of our, of taking ownership of a situation, or we're afraid to take or make decisions. And that's what I mean by be brave. I don't mean bad stuff is happening, but just be brave and just say, okay, you know what? I'm going to handle this, right? Because you have an opportunity for a really big game changer this week that's going to go into the next decade for many of you, okay? Your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I love this card. She's one of my favorites. She came up for one of the other signs too. It may have been Aquarius. So some of you may be dealing with an Aquarius. Queen of Fire is not an Aquarius card. I'm simply saying that because that card came up for Aquarius, and I believe it came up at the end of the week also. Okay, so some of you, there may be an Aquarius involved in your plans, or you may have Aquarius in your moon or in your rising sign, or you may be the Aquarius and you have Capricorn and you came into this video to see your moon or rising. But Queen of Fire is fire energy, okay? So you may have fire in your chart. You may have Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius in your moon or in your rising. And something is happening at the end of the week where you're coming into that energy. Regardless, it could just be that you're coming into fire energy to take action. Because we already know midweek there's transformations happening. There's frustrations. There's things that you're wanting to let go of. There's things that you're wanting to do a little bit differently. Okay, we already know this. The thing that I love about Queen of Fire, like Queen of Fire for me in my readings is somebody who really tries to be cool. Like, she tried to play it cool. She didn't want to rock the boat. She just like did what she needed to do, and eventually at some point in life she realized that she was getting steamrolled, that she was getting pushed around, that people were making use of her talents and gifts and abilities and like paying her peanuts or whatever it might be. And some of you are coming into this energy and you're like, I can't do this anymore, because you're realizing how talented you are. You're realizing how smart you are. You're realizing how gifted you are. And you're realizing that many people have taken advantage of that, right? They haven't been giving you your due or paying you your due, especially those of you who are working for other people, or who are in situations where there's a lot of people relying on you, family, whatever it might be. And you just keep getting pushed in the corner, and you try to speak up and your feelings aren't taken seriously, or people try to put you in your place because they don't want you to realize how important you are, so that they can continue making use of your gifts and abilities. And Queen of Fire, she gets pushed one too many times and she's like, that's it, I'm done, I'm out of here. I am out of here. I'm not doing this mess anymore. I'm not putting up with this anymore. Right? Whatever you've been bringing me in terms of security is not cutting it anymore, because I feel stifled, I feel unappreciated, I feel pushed around, and I know I don't need to take this right? I know that I'm better than this. So Queen of Fire sets off to make some changes and to take ownership and control of her life. This could be starting a business. This could be leaving a relationship. This could be setting boundaries with family. It can come in many different ways for different ones of you, depending on what's going on in your life. Queen of Fire is funny. She's sexy. She's independent. She's successful. She's the self-made woman, and she's humble. She's grateful. She doesn't forget where she came from. She doesn't forget her struggles. She tries to help other people. She doesn't have time to put other people down or to be resentful or to get into the drama. People hurt her. People take advantage of her. She just says, okay, you know what? This is not a good person for me to have around. So she puts them to the side and lets them do their thing and doesn't take it personally. And she focuses on her hustle. She focuses on what she needs to do to have a stable life, to have a happy life. She doesn't let that other drama distract her. So many of you Capricorns are coming into this energy, okay? You may be meeting a person who's like this. Chances are it could be a woman, okay? But not necessarily, because sometimes, you know, people have masculine and feminine traits. So it could just be somebody with this side of this strong feminine energy. But some of you may be dealing with a woman who has these characteristics. Or you're being inspired in some way, or this person's coming in and helping you, right? And some of you may be having some interactions with a fire sign, okay? But I feel intuitively, Capricorn, for many of you, you're in this energy, like you're fed up, and somebody, maybe you're seeing a Queen of Fire in your life that you didn't realize was there before, and you're beginning to see this Queen of Fire, and it's inspiring you and it's giving you ideas of things that you want to do differently, or maybe even like have that friendship or interaction. Because I think another thing that's happening with the Pisces new moon is a lot of us are wanting interaction. We're wanting emotional intimacy, and that might come through friendships. It might come through new relationships. So some of you are wanting to connect with this person for inspiration and support as you're making those changes for yourself in your life. Okay, let's pull your angel card or your spirit message card from the oracle. And I always like to say, Capricorn, make sure to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos, because some weeks there's going to be extra information in there for you. It may even resonate for you more than your sun sign some weeks. And it's kind of like having your own little personal reading, because it's picking up on the other energies that are affecting you depending on your planetary placements. Alright, so it's always a good thing to do as well. Let's see what your angel message is. Day and night. Alright, day and night. This is about balance. This is about the light and the dark. Remember how you had that strength card that came up in the beginning of the week? Because you all didn't want to be seen as the jerk, or you didn't want to be seen as dramatic, and maybe in the past you had let certain things slide, right? And now you're finding a way to be able to stand up for yourself and still be peaceful and still keep your cool and not lose it, right? So day and night for me is also a card about being able to use the dark energy and the light energy in positive ways. And when I say dark energy, I don't mean getting involved in like crazy evil things or black magic. I'm not all about that. I know some people are into that. That's their path, whatever. I'm not going to tell you what to do. I'm just not endorsing that. I'm not encouraging that when I say dark energy. When I say dark energy, it's the darker parts of us. It's the anger, the frustration, the resentment. Being able to take those energies and to use them in a positive way to bring about change, okay? The day and night card can sometimes also be that like you're uncertain, you're afraid, you're worried, you've got these big decisions to make. And day and night is saying follow your instincts, right? Follow your instincts, follow your intuition. We did talk about intuition. The 7 was coming up in the beginning of the reading. So your angels and guides are asking you to listen to your intuition. Listen to what your gut is telling you about a situation. Your gut is trying to help you see the truth. You see the writing on the wall. Don't wait for, you know, the castle to get stormed and to be taken over. You see the writing on the wall. Begin taking steps. Begin taking actions, okay? So in this card, there's a lot of symbolism. And, you know, she's got like the sun in her hand and the moon is above her. She has the light, No matter what situation you are in, there's guidance being given to you. Even within the dark, there's going to be the moon, there's going to be the star. Search for the light and follow it. Search for the blessing, search for the good. Focus on that and move towards that. So even if you're in a situation where you're really unhappy in a relationship, or you're really unhappy in a work situation, search for where the light is and head towards that. Sometimes the light is outside of the relationship or situation. Sometimes Spirit is telling you it's time for this transformation. It's time for this next cycle. If you're not sure how to go about that, take that up in prayer. Take that up in meditation. Ask your angels and guides, say, please help me to understand better what you're guiding me to do at this time. Help me to be sure of it. Help me to see how to go about it, and give me the courage to follow that guidance, because a lot of it also comes down to having the courage to be able to do it. Okay? Your inner judgment's already speaking to you. Okay, and you will be able to handle these changes and these transformations. Okay, you will be able to handle these changes and these transformations. You may need a private reading, which I'm more than happy to do, guys. There's a Calendly link in the description of the video if you want more info on my private readings. I am booked until May. Please don't yell at me, I'm sorry. But if you don't mind waiting, I'm more than happy to read for you in May. My Patreon people, you guys don't have to wait. You guys, I already have my Patreon time set aside on the schedule. So yes, but check out your moon sign and rising sign video, because that will give you more information. If you're like, oh heck no, I ain't gonna wait for you till May, I understand. I don't blame you. I understand. But if you watch your moon sign and rising sign videos, that's going to give you a little bit more info about your energy. And I'm gonna do pick a cards, guys, especially now that it's booked. I know some of you can't wait for the personal reading. The pick a card videos are really great, because your energy will gravitate towards whatever message is more intended for you, because sometimes the general readings don't resonate. I understand that. So that's something I'm going to be doing at least weekly. So thank you so much for watching, sharing, liking, subscribing, commenting. It all helps me. Some of you have been my own little warriors. I thank you so very much. I've seen some really nasty negative comments, and I'm like, let me get to that to have that removed. And by the time I'm able to finally get on there to try to remove the comment or report it or block the person, somebody else has already done that. So thank you guys, those of you who are doing that. I ask that that love and that support be returned to you. I thank you for doing that. I love you guys. I thank you for allowing me to be part of your journey. Wishing you a happy new moon. Take care, my friends.